Testing 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we are good to go. So, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to EXA League Racing, and welcome to X2 Season 6, Round number 2. Welcome to the Belgian Grand Prix. Yes, we are here at the historically famous Spa-Francorchamps circuit in Belgium, the longest circuit on the Formula 1 calendar, and also will be the longest circuit on the EXA calendar for this season, the 7-kilometer long circuit, or if you want to be very, very specific, it is 7.004 kilometers in length. So it is gonna be a juicy one, no doubt about that, as we're about to get racing underway very, very shortly. As before we do get going with the racing, it is 7 p.m. now UK time, so we're going to be getting the racing underway very, very, very soon. But before we do get the racing underway, let's have a look at what X2 is looking like so far after round number 1. Now, obviously, in terms of what happened last week, obviously we had the opening round of the season in Melbourne, Australia, which is where we're going to be racing this week in IRL F1, with the practice sessions being early in the morning for the European gentlemen in the audience. In that Australian Grand Prix, it would be Emilio Mikalev who would take pole position for that race, and Emilio, unfortunately, he wouldn't have the best of times, as he would actually DNF. He would be with the first DNF of the evening, with Harry Jettas taking the win for Williams ahead of Thomas Lang's Ferrari, and Iki Robbo taking third place in Aston Martin, with Spartans 96 in the AlphaTauri taking driver of the day votes, and also race winner Harry would also pick up the fastest lap of the race awards. As Zitik is in the chat. Good evening, sir, and he has subscribed tier 1. Thank you very much, good sir. Now, as we get short qualifying underway, and before we get on with the standings, I do want to point out it is a sprint round, so it means we're going to have short qualifying, so a single 18-minute session to determine the grid, the starting order for the sprint race. We'll have an 8-lap sprint race, no mandatory pit stops, and then the finishing order of the sprint race will determine the starting order for the main race, and the main race will be 22 laps. And obviously, and that is that. And now, in terms of the standings, here we go. So since we just had our first round of the season last week, it means that the results of the race we had on Thursday last week is actually the current championship standings. So that means that it is in fact Harry Jettas who leads the standings on 26 points. Then we have P2 Thomas Lang on 20 points. Then P18 is Iki Robbo on 18 points. 15 for Daniel Espin in P4. Alistair P5 on 10 points. 6 points for Jordan in P6. Then Alvin Berg is 7th on 4 points. 3 points for Hydra at P8. Jesse in P9 on 2 points. And then Andre Rosso is the final. The point scores on just a 1 singular point. Now let's quickly go through now also the team standings, or the constructors standings. As very nice. Zitik in the chat, recognizing me very, very yes, Zitik there, and more others recognizing me. In fact, Zitik being very kind of putting my TikTok in the my TikTok in the chat. Thank you very much, good sir. And CDT also subscribed with Prime. They've been subscribed for 4 months. So a big veteran there, CDT. Good to see both of you in here and multiple others. As we do have a see here. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, me, commentator, yes, I am in fact on TikTok. And I also have my own Twitch as well. I do occasionally, time to time, stream myself playing games and adding my commentary to that. But there we go. Thank you very much, City. They're very, very kind of you there. And also, there is also the link to join the EXA Racing League's Discord. City putting it there in the chats. And he's also pinned it, so good, very good job, sir. Now, let's get into the constructor standings. We already went through the driver standings, which is effectively the race results of last week, because we've only had round 1 so far. And the constructor standings after round 1. So, it is Aston Martin, who are your current Constructors' Championship leaders, on 33 points. 3 points behind them are Williams on 30 points. Then P3 of Ferrari on 20 points. Then P4 AlphaTauri on 12 points. Then P5 Mercedes on 11 points. P6 Alfa Romeo on 10 points. P7 are Red Bull on 7 points. P8 are Alpine on 3 points. And then McLaren and Haas are McLaren and Haas don't have any points to their name at all. However, McLaren's down counter because they did have a better result in Australia compared to Haas. So that is why McLaren are in P9, Haas are in P10. So that is what happened in Australia last week, as we're now going to get racing underway here. Well, not racing yet, because we've got still qualifying to go ahead with first of all. And I can see Junior validating his first lap time. So I think it's going to be, is it Ivy or Fresh? No, it's Flair, who will be the first to set a benchmark lap time here at the Spa-Francorchamps circuit in Belgium. Like I mentioned at the start, it's the longest circuit on the calendar, 7.004 kilometers, or if you don't know what a kilometer is, then it is 4.3 miles. A total of 20 turns make up the hammer-shaped or pistol-shaped circuit, however you would like to reference it to. The race lap record is held by Valtteri Bottas, who set a 146.286 back in 2018. And regarding lap times in 2023 machinery, because obviously these cars here are the 2023 cars because we are at F1 23, obviously. I believe season 6, this is season 6 for EXA, so it's amazing to see how far EXA have come since season 1. And this will be the final season on F1 23, with season 7, from season 7 onwards, it's going to be F1 24. So yeah, we are going to be comparing 2023 lap times for now, because we haven't had a 2024 Belgian Grand Prix yet. We're still going to have it though, so that will come in August, September, that time. But yeah, in terms of 2023 lap times, I'll compare it to those now. So the pole position lap time for 2023 was set by Max Verstappen with a 146.988. Fresh and Flair both have destroyed that lap time. Absolutely destroyed it by over 4 seconds. Could be over 5 seconds if we get into the 41s. Okay, there we go. What a coincidence. The Supra puts it on provisional pole position. I literally said that we could see the lap time maybe being broken by over 5 seconds. And then literally a few moments later, Supra comes in and says, hold my Red Bull, I will do that. And he does. He goes 5.6 seconds faster than Verstappen's pole time. And in terms of the race lap, fastest lap of the race in 2023, that was taken by Lewis Hamilton with a 147.305. We do expect that to be beaten as well. So that is notable things to know about Belgium as we head into the race here for X2. Currently surprised. Oh wait, no. Wait, why did I... Also, why did I say... So it's Surprise who was on provisional pole position, but I weirdly said Supra. Why did I do that? I don't know why I said Supra, but yeah, there we go. But it was Surprise. Apologies for the incorrect wording, but it was Surprise initially provisional pole position, but not anymore, as Flexi and Thomas Lang destroyed that, with Thomas Lang going into the 40s. My word. That is quite a lap time there from the Ferrari, as he is going to give his teammates a little bit of slipstream there. There we go. That is Mr. Rowley going through. At 140.8. That is a very strong lap time to beat. We'll see if anybody's going to be able to beat that. As we're now watching Rowley's on board here, as we now go through 11, heading towards the 1, turn number 12. He'll almost keep it flat. Not quite. He had to lift a tiny bit, but he almost kept it flat instead of here. There's a lot of cars there at turn 14. Luckily, they all get out of the way, so Rowley doesn't have to back off at all. Towards Stavila now, turn 15 in 4th gear. So the 16 flat out. And now heading down the back straights through the small kinks, through the kink of 17, and now towards Blanchimont. Max Verstappen infamously overtook a Sauber around the outside here in 2018. No, not 2018, 2015. He completed it here at the bus stop, which Rowley seemed to handle pretty well. Rowley faster. His teammate currently in provisional pole position. What can Rowley do? Aye. That's 1.3 off. Not the best, not quite a gap. I think Rowley's gap to his teammate makes Sergio Perez's gap to Verstappen in recent times look small. My, oh my. Right. Okay, that's more drivers on outlaps. Flair's on an outlap. Junior's on an outlap. Jordan on one as well. Then we have the bottom three of Chocolat, Jess, and Paul Diver. Yeah, there we go. Those are some drivers up. But yeah, already our first couple of drivers have set their lap times. And Thomas Lang, Flexi, and Alster are currently looking like to be the favorites to fight for pole position here. As that is a McLaren. They just let past. That was Chocolat going through traffic. And I believe it'll be one of the Hasses who'll be starting a lap 10. It'll be Junior. And we'll actually run on board with Mr. Junior for a lap. You know what? Let's ride on board with that. Let's ride on board with the Haas of Junior for a lap around Spa-Francorchamps. Going wide at the exit in 3rd gear. Mashes the throttle. DRS open. Crosses the start finish line and starts his lap. For turn number 1, he brakes at the 100 ball. Down to 3rd gear for turn 1. And now blacks out down the hill towards Eau Rouge Radion Complex. Remember, the bottom bit is Eau Rouge. The top one is Radion actually, which is easy blacks out in these modern machines. DRS open. Going down the Kemmel Straight. He'll be reaching about 340 kilometers an hour as he brakes for the chicane here. Down to 5th gear. Brakes at the 50-meter board. Down to 4th gear. And then up to 5th again for turn number 9. And now heading towards turn 10. Goes down to 3rd gear. Hugging that inside line. Taking a traditional racing line at the exit. 4th gear for turn 11. And now towards turn 12. Who on? Is it going to be flat? Not quite, a little lift. And unfortunately, that is lap time invalidated for Junior. The Haas driver going just that little bit too wide. So since Junior invalidated at this corner, we'll continue the lap with the Red Bull here. The Red Bull does lift as he should, but he keeps it within track limits this time, unlike the Haas. Through the chicane of turn 13 and 14 in 4th gear, 5th gear for turn 14, now up towards the Stavilo corners, down to 4th gear for turn 15. Turn 16 is going to be easily flat out. Easy, no issue whatsoever. Now, flat out towards the final braking zone. But before that, we have turn 17 here. Then Blanchimont, turn 18. Again, easy flat out. You can overtake at that corner. Just ask Max Verstappen. Braking at the 100 board for the final chicane, the bus stop. Down to second here. And now DRS open straight dash to the line, and Jordan says 41.8, which puts him in P8. And that is a lap of Spa-Francorchamps there, ladies and gentlemen, running on board with two different drivers. Jordan puts it currently in 8th position. We have more drivers on laps. That's Jesse going slow, as he's currently 6th fastest. Jordan just said his lap time, he's 8th fastest. Fresh invalidates a lap time. Flair is half a second up at the end of sector 2. What can he do? Now he goes 8th fastest to jump ahead of Jordan. So decent position for him. And the top 9, actually no, the top 8 covered by a second. So fairly close. Fairly close. We'll now watch Rowley here. He is currently in P11. And he is 1.3 seconds away from his team. You can see there, exactly 1.3 seconds away from his teammates. That gap makes Sergio Perez's gap to Verstappen in qualifying in recent races look quite small. We can see now Rowley starting a lap time there. Hopefully he can reduce that gap. We'll see if he can do that. Fastest lap time. Okay, there we go. Fastest lap time there. There we go. Let's watch for Rowley. Yeah, this interesting onboard camera. You can see also there. We're just about in the halo. You were able to see like a round like camera shape. That is the camera that we use. That's the onboard camera, which allows us to see, the driver's, face. Actually, not a face, but the front of the helmet. And in night races, in certain conditions, you are even able to see the driver's eyes through the visor, which I think is quite cool. You can be able to appreciate where the drivers are sort of looking, and also how little to no blinking they have during a qualifying lap, because they're so focused. Like a blink of an eye, just one blink of an eye, and there's a chance that a driver will probably not make a corner as well as he probably could have, or slower compared to his rivals. So now watching Rowley on a lap here. Once he can be into sector 2, he is almost 3/10 up on his lap. But I'd imagine drivers will be trying to improve that lap time. We're now watching the Ferrari going through Blanchimont. And now towards the bus stop chicane. There is an Aston slow with the chicane. Does he get out of the way? He actually enters the pit lane there. The Aston. I think that was either Iki or Paul driver heading into pit lane. As Rowley now goes 8th fastest. Now only 8/10 away from his teammates. Well, only. The 8/10 to your teammate in Formula 1 is quite a big gap, if we're being honest. As we can see, Duplex is on a lap time. He is currently just under 3/10 away from current pole sitter Thomas Lang. Thomas Lang is on an outlap himself. He'll try to improve his lap time with, oh, wow, Duplex. Oh, I think Duplex just set a lap time there, I think Duplex is just set, yeah, I think Duplex did set a lap time there because he's low on fuel, he's low on battery as well. So in fact, it'll be Flexi of the big gun, the first of the big guns to actually finish a lap. I think his teammate, is that his teammate giving a slipstream? I think it is. Yes, it is. It is Blair giving his teammates that all-important slipstream. Dashes into the right-hand side, and Flexi is currently 2/10 up on his lap. If he can keep that up, he could challenge easily for the front row. Maybe even challenge for pole position. We'll see as we have 2 minutes left in the qualifying session. Flexi, that slipstream That slipstream down the camel straight that his teammate gave was very, very useful, but he just needs to keep it pinned for the second and third sector. He was 2 tenths up at the end of sector 1. So if he can keep that sort of pace up through sectors 2 and 3, he could do something. There's traffic ahead of them. That's an Alfa Romeo on a slow lap. But, oh! Commentator's curse. Oh, dearie me. I said that Flexi needs to keep it pinned, and if he can keep it pinned, he could challenge for pole position. And what happened a few moments later? He invalidated his lap time. A commentator's curse, that is known, where a commentator says that one driver could do well or is doing well, and a moment later, that exact driver has the complete opposite. Flexi, I swear, Flexi, I didn't want to give you the curse, okay? I swear, down to me, nuns. Oh no, I can't make that joke. As Venom retires and Venom crashes. Chocolade is also retired from the session, as we can see. Auster starting a lap time. What about Thomas Lang? Duplex's qualifying is over. He's in the pit lane. Watch Thomas Lang here. He's the current provisional pole sitter. As people are telling me to watch Jetters. Okay, let's watch for Jetters. Yeah, Jetters on the lap. Thomas Lang is just ahead of him. As, oh god, Jetters is less than half a tenth slower at the end of sector 1. He still could do something. He can still do something as he has the current pole sitter. Thomas Lang just ahead of them up the road. But the Ferrari is thankfully just enough ahead so that the wind won't be able to pick up any dirty air. You see, yellow sector 2 is glowing a lot. That's one of the AlphaTauris. They had Flexi letting other drivers past. Either him or Flair, as the checkered flag falls. Qualifying is officially over. Duplex and Rowley, their qualifyings are done. They're currently second and ninth respectively. Auster retires on track. He has binned it as well. There, the Mercedes stopping on the left-hand side, heading towards Buon corner. That is a disaster for him, as Junior finishes off his qualifying in 13th position. We'll see about other drivers. Thomas Lang, he's about to finish his lap time. Will he be able to put it into the 40.7s? Yes, he does. He actually is a 40.6, just about a 40.698. What about Jetters? He bottles his lap time. He's only 6th fastest. Surprise is slightly up, but there are more drivers to improve. As next across the line is Jesse. Jesse goes onto the front row with a 40.9. Then we have at Aston Martin. Is that Icky? Yes, it is Icky coming across the line. Only P13 for the Icky man. And then we'll have Jordan. But before him, we have Surprise. He'll be the next man to cross the line. Hydra, 6th fastest. His qualifying is over. Flair in B11. Fresh just inside the top 10. Rowley finishes currently. Peanut, what can Surprise do? Surprise goes 4th fastest. Then we have another Ferrari. Okay, that's actually Thomas Lang heading to the pit lane. Jordan next to come across the line. And behind him will be Paul Diver and Fresh, as Jordan goes 9th fastest. Fresh is slow, and Paul Driver goes 13th fastest. Fresh is slow. His qualifying is over. Ladies and gentlemen, that is your tier X2 Belgium round number 2 qualifying over. And it is this man, Thomas Lang, who will start on pole position for Ferrari with Jesse on the front row. What a qualifying session that was, as people saying, don't watch Jettis again. Well, we'll have to watch Jettis if he has a big moment, let's say a crash or something. As we're now, we can see the final qualifying results in the starting order for the sprint race here in Belgium. And it is CPI Thomas Lang who will start on pole position for Scuderia Ferrari, with Jesse alongside him on the front row. Then we have Duplex in 3rd, ahead of Surprise. Then Flexi. Then we have the British Quartet, consisting of Auster, Hydra, Jettison, Jordan, P6, 7, 8, 9, with Rowley rounding at the top 10. Then we have Fresh, Flair, Paul Diver, Iki Robo, Junior, Venom, and then Dominic, with Chocolat, the only man not able to set a lap time. But ladies and gentlemen, that is qualifying over. And now it is time for the sprint race. 8 laps around Spa coming up. And the starts, and remember, top 8 score points in the sprint race. No points for the fastest up. And the finishing order for the sprint race will be the starting order for the main race. And in terms of strategy, no pit stops are required in a sprint race. You can use any tire you want, although the recommended tires will be soft or mediums, as they are the best, considering it's only 8 laps. And yeah, you don't have to stop. You don't need to come into the pit lane to change tires, unless you're an idiot and one of the changes that you need to make to your car is a front wing change. So no pit stops required unless you need a front wing change. As we're now going to head to the 5 red lights for the X2 sprint in Belgium. The lights go out and we are underway racing at Spa. It is Thomas and Duplex who are leading us into turn number 1. The Ferrari retaining his position for pole position. Meanwhile, Duplex gets up into 2nd position with Jesse going from 2nd to 9th to 10th. What has happened to him? He's actually disconnected. Jesse has disconnected from the server. Meanwhile, Duplex is going to be on the attack, I think, on Thomas like the Mercedes. Pulls to the left-hand side. Is he going to go for the move? No, he doesn't go for the move, but Alster behind, defending from Surprise. The Surprise in the Red Bull, trying to go for the attack, but isn't able to go around the outside. So he has himself a P5 at the moment, as he thought of a move there at turn 10. But oh, in the wall! The Red Bull has been sent into the wall by Alster. That will be under investigation. So our first big moment has already happened, as there, yes, front wing damage. As a result, the right-hand side of his front wing, you can see it there, is damaged, as you can see in the background. Yes, there we go, confirmation. Jesse's ghosted. Jesse's car is ghosted, which means he's disconnected from the session. Oh my lordy. So there we go. That is our big first moment of the race already happening live on lap 1, as Thomas Lang retains his pole position. He retains his race leads. Okay, now Alster make an overtake on Fresh, and the Mercedes is forced off the track as he rejoins. Doesn't take anybody out. Ooh, that was a bit of a scary moment there. Oh my god. And almost another driver almost being forced off the track there. As you can see, Alster and Jettas are going to go side by side. Not anymore down towards Orange. A surprise retires in the pit lane. So I think we're going to see Jettas going to pull to the right-hand side. No, the left, sorry. The Mercedes is on the right-hand side. And that is going to be an overtake done. Although Alster will probably have something to say about that. No, he will not. As you can see, the selected tires, most drivers opting for the mediums, with Alster, Chocolate, and Flair on the soft tires, as the Mercedes on his softer tires goes down the inside of turn 10. And that's a fair move made there. Turns out he can make a fair move at turn 10 there. Up the front, Thomas is still leading in this race. Whilst Duplex in 2nd and Flexi, Hydra Fresh, Alster, Jessens, and Jordan rather get the top 8, the point scorers, if you will. Behind them, everybody, looks like we have pretty much 3 groups of cars forming. We have a group comprising of the top 4. We have a group comprising everybody else. There's yellows at the back. Yellow, yellow, yellow. What has happened here? I think it was Pool Driver. Or is it Flair? Flair also having some moments at the back as well. So yeah, I think that was the Aston. And Flair having some incidents, as Junior nearly went for a move there on the Aston Martin at the bus stop. Icky and Flair swap places. DRS now officially enabled. So Duplex can now at least be able to keep up with Thomas Lang, as he'll be able to use his DRS down the Camel Straight, which will be coming up to now, and also the main pit straight. As Flair also retires in the pit lane, he's second retirement of the race. Meanwhile, Flexi uses his DRS and presumably a bit of his battery, and he now overtakes Duplex and up into second place goes the AlphaTauri. Meanwhile, Chocolat moves himself into the top 10 with an overtake on Rowley. Jesset and Alster side by side. Jordan getting involved in the action as well. There's the to the back. That's actually Flair's Ghost coming out of the pit lane. That one calls a safety cars. Jordan going for a tight line through there. Sticks behind the Mercedes for now. Mercedes going off the track. We'll probably get a warning for that in game. One step closer to picking up a track from his penalty, which is 3 seconds. But not quite flat to front, you have to lift. And in race conditions, you have to occasionally go down a gear and let him roar, because obviously you will have more time, but also you have a lot of fuel on board compared to qualifying, where you have close to an empty tank. Which will be enough for 3 laps. An out lap, a fast lap, and an in lap. In some cases, I'm going to pause there as Jordan, is he going to do a Max Verstappen here around the outside of Blanchimont? What a move from around the outside. Alster looking for a return move. I don't know why I say defend, but he goes for the switchback. But both he and the Red Bull having to make some corrections there. Is the Mercedes going to send it down inside turn 1? No, he will not. But Jordan, what a move there by the Red Bull. Pretty much doing exactly what Max Verstappen did in 2015. If you remember, in 2015 Spa, in Max's debut season, he overtook a Sauber around the outside in a Toro Rosso, may I add. So that's a bit quite crazy. As you can see, Jetta's overtaking fresh there for P5. In the background, Rowley getting up to the top 10 ahead of Chocolat on the medium tires. Only 2 drivers now remaining in the race who are on the soft tires. Flair was also on the softs, but he has obviously now retired himself. As I've also just noticed, I didn't clock this yet. Flexi now moves up into the race lead ahead of Thomas Lang. Duplex still in third. Hydroford, then Jettas first. Jordan and Alster rounding out the points finishers. Bulldiver and Dominic swap places. Buwan and Junior is our first driver to pick up a time penalty for track limits. 3 seconds for the Haas driver, as the Haases are currently 13 or 14, not where they would want to be. As the Aston gave very close to Chocolat as the Haas goes round the outside. Brilliant move made there, as we're now watching Bulldiver right behind the Haas. He's not close enough to do what Jordan did earlier. Or in other words, wasn't able to do what Max Verstappen did. As he now brake for the bus stop. And hello, Bulldiver into the pit lane. What is this guy about? Is he gonna pit for soft tires, or is he gonna be retiring from the session? And he has retired. I'm not sure why. But maybe it's frustration, maybe he picked up damage, something, I don't know. But what we do know is that Thomas Lang is gaining on Flexi. He's gaining, but is he going to go for the move? No, he sticks behind. So this could be maybe tactics from Thomas Lang, where he will stay behind the race leader, and he will only overtake him in the final DRS zone, leaving Flexi with a very hard, low possibility of overtaking. Chocolat crashes. Chocolat is out of the race. The McLaren has crashed at the exit of turn 9. And where is the safety car? Why was that not a safety car? The car was clearly parked in a dangerous spot in the middle of the track. Yes, it is a game and the car magically disappears, but in that scenario, you'd need a safety car or a red flag even. But instead, the game is probably the FIA in one way or another in disguise, and just decided, not red flag worthy. Yeah, interesting there. Interesting. I don't know why that's not a safety car, but okay, we'll keep going as you have 3 laps left to go in the sprint. Flexi still leading. Jetters overtakes Hydra for 4th place. The Alpine gets overtaken by the Williams. Hydra running P5 chroning for Alpine. He's doing slightly better than how Alpine are doing in real life at the moment. I say slightly. When I say slightly, I do mean quite better. As Fresh is going to get overtaken by Jordan here. Almost. Is he? Yes. No. Yes. No. Yes. No. Jordan stays behind the McLaren. Or is he? Yeah, he's staying behind him for the time being. Or is he going to go for the here? 10-10. No, he's not going to go for it. He's not going to go for it here. But he is very close to the McLaren. Very just millimeters away from making contact with the rear wing. We don't want to be getting a 50k fine. What do you do? So he's going to go for the move. Is he going to go for the move? The chicane here. He had a look. He wasn't quite able to make it work there. This is quite a high medium speed corner here, so the overtake wouldn't have really worked unless the McLaren went mega wide, which he didn't. Now heading towards Longchamp now again. Let's have a look, see what's happening at the front. Flexi still leading from Thomas. Duplex still in third, so the top three have stayed the same for the last handful of laps, as we now just have 2 laps left in this race. The top three are broken away from everybody else slightly, so yeah, 4th place Jetters won't be getting any DRS. Meanwhile, are we going to be seeing any overtakes happening here? No overtakes for P6 right now, although we could see it potentially heading down towards Rouge Radion. No quick look. If there are going to be any overtakes at the front, we'll see. DRS open for Thomas Lang here. He is gaining on the AlphaTauri, and he lifts, which means he doesn't go for the overtake. Meanwhile, Jordan does in fact overtake. And at the same time, Alster and Venom are battling for position. And who's going to come out ahead? Fresh and Venom side by side. The Williams was forced off the track slightly. Venom just a P9 Fresh, Venom 9 Fresh 8, then Alster Jordan in 6th. So good dingy-dongy battle there, but not an aggressive one. Less than 2 laps left in the sprint race. Flexi leading Thomas, leading Duplex. Jetters in 4th, sorry. Duplex 3rd, Jetters 4th. Hydra, Jordan, Alster, and Fresh rounding out the point scorers. Meanwhile, at the back, Norley and Dominic in a slight battle for 10th place, although the top 10 won't be scoring points in the sprint race. It's only the top 8 score points. Alright, just one more lap to go. One more lap to decide the sprint winner and to decide the man who will start from P1 for the main race. As Thomas Lang, is he going to try to go around the outside? No, he pulled to the outside but doesn't go for the move. Is he going to try the switchback here? He goes for the switchback, but he's slow. He's going slowly. And there we go, Flexi also going slowly. I think they were playing a bit of DRS chicken there as they were coming into the DRS detection point, and none of them wanted to be the one ahead, because the one ahead wouldn't get DRS, as we're going to go 3 wide down the Camel Straight. And unfortunately, it's Thomas Lang who comes out as the worst in the situation, as he doesn't get any DRS at all, as he is actually forced off the track there, almost made contact. He actually did make contact with the Mercedes and Duplex, and now that this is inviting Jetters and Hydra to the battle for the podium spot, as Flexi is leading ahead of Duplex now, as both the Ferrari and AlphaTauri were both going slowly heading down the hill towards Eau Rouge, because they knew that the detection point, the DRS detection point, was just before Eau Rouge, and they knew that whoever was ahead is the one who would be in the worst situation, because if you're 2 drivers together heading down to a detection point, And if the car behind is within a second of the car in front, then that car will be getting DRS. And here, it looks like that neither Thomas nor Flexi wanted to be the car in front. So, bit weird tactics there. That will probably be under investigation as Flexi will win the sprint race ahead of Duplex and Thomas Lang. Actually, no, Thomas Lang actually drops down because he picked up a penalty for going on wide somewhere. So, in fact, it'll be Chetta's taking third place. But yeah, there we go. That was, yeah, that will probably be under investigation, that one. Because Duplex is there as well. And Duplex did get boxed in by those two. So, yeah, that will be, I think, under investigation. One of them will maybe get a penalty for that. As we now officially end the sprint race, it is Flexi who takes first place, although with a slight asterisk because of, you know, what happened on the final lap. Then we have Duplex finishing second, then Jets running at the podium, then we have Hydra, then Thomas Lang, Alster, Jordan, Fresh, Venom, Rolly running at the top 10. Then we have Dominic, Jesse, Icky, the Junior, with Chocolate, Pool Driver, Flair, and Surprise being our DNFs. Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be it for the sprint race. And now it is time for the main race. 22 laps around the Belgian circuit. And the finishing order here for the sprint race, like I said earlier, this order that we see right now, the finishing order for the sprint race is the starting order for the main race. Yeah, you're correct there, Reason B. Both drivers, both the Ferrari and AlphaTauri, they were going first. At first, it was the Ferrari who slowed, but then the AlphaTauri noticed that now he went slow as well. So they were playing a bit of DRS chicken, where they both didn't want to be the one ahead, and they both wanted to be the one behind. But they also did have to factor in that Duplex was right there as well. So they both, the way they both were on track, they boxed Duplex in. I don't think Duplex will probably be best pleased with that. So that will be under investigation, that one. Almost Saudi Arabia 2021-esque, where Hamilton and Verstappen were playing a lot of DRS check-in in that race. And at one point that will result in, I believe it was Hamilton rear-ending Verstappen, from memory. And then Charles Leclerc and Verstappen would also play a bit of DR chicken themselves a year later, albeit less aggressively. But now we're heading into the main race. 22 laps, so pit stops are required. You have to stop at least once. We're now heading to the 5 red lights. The sprint race is done. Now it's time for the main show. 22 laps around Spa. The lights go out. The pedal is foot to the floor, and we are underway here in Belgium. Flexi will be leading us into turn number 1 ahead of Duplex, and Thomas Lang getting up into third place. Meanwhile, there is a yellow at the back. Someone's had a spin, and it is Venom who has binned it at turn number 1. He is now dropped behind the pack immediately. Meanwhile, Flexi goes down the Camel Straight, but will Duplex go for the attack? He will. He pulls to the left-hand side, but no, he will not go for the attack at all, as we went 3 wide there. Here in the mid-pack for a brief moment, with Jordan in 6th place. Then Fresh, and what? It's a spin! That is a spin! Multi-car spin! Dominic, Hydra, both involved. Both of them having front wing damage. Well, at least the Alpine has. And that is a virtual safety car. Virtual safety car. The VSC is out on lap 1. So it means that everybody will have to reduce their speeds by about 40% or so. And obviously, no overtaking. Repeat, reduce your speed and no overtaking. I hope the drivers do know what a virtual safety car is, as Hydra has left the session. He has also retired, so he's our first retiree of the session, as there's quite a short VSC, as we're now immediately back now underway racing. And is there any moves going to be made immediately at the restarts? There could be, as Alistair's going to try to go around the outside of Jettas. Now has the inside line for turn 20. The Williams is forced off the track. They're now going to go side by side towards turn number 1. Williams on the inside, Mercedes on the outside. Who's going to come out ahead? And it looks like it'll be the Williams who will come out ahead. And yes, that is in fact the case right there. As we're now watching Mercedes of Alistair getting very close. As they go up the hill, the Williams slightly compromised his line throwers around the other. Mercedes had his wheels onto the grass there a little bit. Is Mercedes going to go for an overtake? It doesn't look like it. He'll stick behind as Rowley got dumpings there. He has been overtaken by 2 cars in a single straight. So he's gone from 8th to 10th quite quickly. Although he could get back up into P9 as the what did I say, Vinny Junior? It's just Junior. Having not the best exit there. As we have yells the back, Dominic has crashed out of the race. And that is another virtual safety car! 2 virtual safety cars in less than 2 laps. What's happened there? Dominic binned it at the chicane at the end of sector 1, and that has caused our second virtual safety car of the day. Wow. We haven't done 2 laps yet, and we've already had our second VSC. Quite a chaotic opening laps here in the Exa X2. And I'm saying in the chat, second speaker broken. Well, with me being in the commentary booth, if there is a big crash or a safety car, a virtual one of sorts, I do have a habit of screaming and adding energy to that. So you gotta be prepared when that happens, as DRS is now enabled officially, as Flexi leads us away still from pole position. So we're now going to head down Rouge Radion. Thomas Lang getting close to Duplex. Jettas picks up a penalty in 4th place. Meanwhile, you don't want to see this camera angle when we're overtaking cars. You don't want to see this one. This is the proper angle. As Thomas Lang gains, but Duplex has TR, so he's not able to overtake. Alston Jettas side by side. Here's the Mercedes ahead of the Williams. Ooh. A slight tank stopper there from the Mercedes, but he does managed to stay away. Chaz asking, what have I missed? Well, you missed a whole qualifying session with Thomas Lang taking pole position. You missed a whole sprint race, which was fairly calm, and Flexi would end up winning the race, albeit Flexi and Thomas Lang actually played a bit of DRS chicken on the final lap, where they were both going slowly to not let the other get DRS, and they boxed in Duplex. They slowed down Duplex as well because he's right there as well. So yeah, Flexi and Thomas Lang will both be under investigation for their DRS chicken in the sprint race. And then in the main race, we had 2 virtual safety cars in less than 2 laps. So there we go. And apparently I've been told that Thomas Lang has never won a league race. Okay, is that actually true? Because if it's true, then I definitely didn't knew that. So yeah, Thomas Lang could actually be on to maybe grab his first win, as he didn't win the sprint race. He took 4th or 5th, I think he dropped down after penalties. So yeah, that's that. Icky overtaking Flair for P11 at the back. Nice surprise. Trying to make some moves. He moves up into P12 now, ahead of Flair, as he ran on the wall with the AlphaTauri, heading down through Rouge Radion. Let's see if there are going to be overtakes here. Here we go. Who's going to go where? Oh, this is tricky to call as. Whoa. Flair went fully grass cutting there. There's a little bit of desync there, so it's a little bit difficult to see the car's positioning, but we did see that Flair went onto the grass, and that has compromised him, as we're now going to see Bull Driver heading it down the inside, and that is a good overtake by the Aston Martin, as Flair is now down to E13. As we're now gonna watch at the back, Chocolate and Venom are quite a bit down the order. Flexi leads, although Thomas Lang is getting very friendly with Duplex's rear. As the Fry just about keeping him within track limits right there. As we now head down the back straights, but head towards Blanchimont. Most drivers sticking together in one big group. As I'm also being told that, Chocolat is in a McLaren. Then Mercedes, Mercedes are cooking at the moment. They are currently second and fourth, although they do have to worry about Flexi and Thomas Lang and maybe others behind, potentially trying to spoil their German party. As we're now entering lap 5. I've now entered lap 5. Let's see if there are going to be any overtakes for the front here. Flexi leads up Rouge. I believe Duplex will have TRS. Yes, he does. He is gaining. Engaging. And he will pull off the move there. And I think Thomas Lang will follow. Yes, he will. So Flexi has just been overtaken by 2 cars in one straight. Just like Rowley at the first virtual safety car restart. Then Pooley at the back. Pool driver moving on to P13. So making an Aston 12-13. Back here. See what's happening here. Back here seems to be for now calmish. Further behind, also in terms of strategies, we can see that most drivers, the majority, opting to start on the medium compounds. We have Alster, Fresh, Iki, Pool Driver, and Venom on the hard side, with Chocolat, the sole driver, on the soft tires. Although looking at where he is, he hasn't been able to make the most of his soft tire advantage, has he? And someone asking how many positions each driver improved. We'll have to put a pause on that for a moment because we have a safety car! Safety car has been deployed and Duplex hitting the pit lane wall on entry as a lot of the drivers are going to be entering the pit lane. However, Flexi is not going to enter the pit lane. We'll have a look at the position changes in a bit once everybody's back out on track and behind the safety car, as everybody and their sisters are in the pit lane except for Flexi. Okay, that is interesting, as you could see the Aston Martin safety car now officially out on track, with Flexi leading the pack, although he will be on a 5-lap tire age disadvantage once we get the restarts underway. Right. Oh, right, okay, we can see there was Thomas Lang almost rear-ending Duplex there. Okay, I've also noticed Chaz saying in the chat, you would be the perfect person to shout out the 180 at Darts match. Well, to be fair, earlier this month, whilst I was commentating a league race earlier this month, or it might have been in late February, in one league race there was a safety car deployed, and I literally screamed safety car in the same tone and way that the man, Darts 180 man, would say it. You know, like safety, or like something like that. I will try and say it like that if we do get another one of these. As we can now see, and someone asked about position changes. Let's actually look at the position changes at the moment. So, you can see currently Flexi and Duplex currently in the same positions where they qualified. Then we have Thomas Lang gaining 2, Jet is losing 1, Jordan is up 2, Jesse is, again, 6 up, Fresh 1 up, Alster 2 down, Junior up 5, Ikibu up 2, Surprise up 6, Chocolat, a Pool Driver up 2, and then Venom is down 6. So that is the current situation in terms of drivers moving up and down the order. Just starting to see that everybody apart from Flexi have made their pit stops. So yeah, Flexi will have a 5-lap tire age disadvantage once he gets at least underway. And in terms of the tires, it's an interesting choice in terms of tires we've got here. So we've got Thomas. Okay, so we got Flexi, who has opted to stay out. Fresh actually entering the pit lane. That's interesting. As we can see, Flexi is currently the only man on used tires, as he's on 6-lap old mediums. He'll have to pit very soon. Then we have Duplex, Jetters, Alster, Ikibu, Pool Driver now fresh on the soft tires. So they could be going for either an outlandish 1-stop or a very aggressive 2-stopper. But if they are going to do the 2-stopper, they will probably have to pray for a potential second safety car. And then we have Chocolate and Venom going on to the medium tires, fresh mediums. So they will maybe try also on a 1-stopper, although the tires will be quite worn if they do try. And then we got the rest of the field, you know, Thomas Lang, Jordan, Jesse, Junior, Rowley, and Surprise on the hard side. So they'll definitely be trying to eke this one until the end of the race. And Chocolat in the Twitch chat saying that apparently there is rain inbound. Chocolat, one of the drivers in this race, currently running in P12, saying that there is potential rain coming. Oh boy, this could be spicy. I mean, this race so far in terms of, you know, action has been quite insane, you know. Sprint race was pretty decent, but then the race, first 2 laps we had 2 virtual safety cars, and now we have had a full safety car, a lot of side-by-side action, couple incidents here and there. So far it has been quite an exciting race already. But then Chocolat decided to come in and
let me add a little bit of spice to that.
The man decided to add a little bit of spice with saying that the rain could arrive, and I think there is a chance that the rain will come in, as the safety car will be coming in at the end of this lap. The clouds are arriving, so rain could be on the way, as the safety car will be in this lap, and it is Flexi going to be leading us away to green on used tires, may I add. As I get myself hydrated in anticipation for the restart, which Flexi will now initiate. Remember, cannot overtake until everybody has crossed the start-finish line. Once you've crossed the start-finish line, only then you can start the overtaking process. We're back on the way on lap 8, and Duplex is going to go immediately on the attack. Remember, no DRS for 2 laps after the safety car comes in. That'll be different on F124, and F124 will be just after 1 lap. As you can see, Duplex now leads from Flexi. But Flexi is going to be on the attack. He's using his battery, but so is Duplex. And will Duplex retain his lead? Yes, he will. As Jettas moves up into 3rd place ahead of Thomas Lang. Ikibu overtaking Junior, but Junior fighting back. I think it is going to be the Aston who does come out just ahead of the Haas, and yes, it is. Meanwhile, Bull Driver moving up into P12 ahead of Chocolat, and now moving up to P11 in quick succession. Alster overtaking Jesse for P6. So the soft tire runners obviously having the advantage early on, but as the tires get older, the mediums and especially the hards will have more life in them. So the older the tire gets, the better those harder compounds will be. As you can see, someone saying that Jettas is cooking for now. Well, yeah, Jettas is currently cooking as he is now up into P3. Could make that second as he is now caught up to the used higher rudder of Flexi. Flatter needing to push. You're able to see there the grip difference. Even though it was a plateau corner, the grip difference was still noticeable there. As we're now seeing the grip difference here at the bus stop, as Paul German surprised both making overtakes in quick succession. Duplex and now Jettas setting you fast up the race. The clouds are getting even cloudier and darker, so rain could be underway, and maybe one reason why Flexi potentially didn't go for a pit stop on the safety cars, maybe due to the fact that the rain is going to be coming, as Jettas nearly going for a move at Eau Rouge, nearly doing what Mark Webber did in 2011, but he didn't do that because he's not a rebel and he's not him. But he does overtake Flexi in the end. And at the same time, Jordan is trying to get involved in the action. He's side by side with Thomas Langer for the final podium spot. And it is going to be the Red Bull ahead of the Ferrari. Now, Jordan to fourth place. Actually, that was fourth place. Sorry. Not third. As Flexi down to third. Just a second. And Duplex almost a second ahead. Chocolate and Junior side by side. Junior being forced off the track. And that's the Williams forced off the track and almost into the wall. As Fresh is now currently B15. Side by side through the wall. And it is the Williams who's just ahead of the Haas. The Haas is now going to get overtaken by the McLaren potentially here. And yes, the McLaren gets overtaken by the Haas. Okay. Let's see here. The back of the battles are getting quite spicy. Surprise down with P12. Almost touching the rear of Chocolat. Is the Red Bull going to send it to the hair chicane? Yes, he will. He's going to absolutely send it down the inside. And that's a move well made, as we are noticing the clouds, the skies are getting just darker and darker, so the rain will definitely be will be coming soon, as we're now going to see Jordan trying to take third place from Flexi as he pulls to the left hand side. DRS wide open, and that is a simple overtake well before the next braking zone. At the same time, we have a multitude car battle here as Alster, Thomas Lang and Jesse, sorry, that is side by side, with Icky Boo just behind. Icky Boo trying to get involved. Icky boxed in a little bit as the Alfa Romeo Ferrari goes side by side and said that it is the Alfa Romeo and of the Ferrari, with the Astons sitting in P8 to 9 for the time being. The midfield battles are getting dicey as Thomas Lang is trying to get past Jesse, as Thomas Lang lost time of position in the pit, as Flexi is now outside the podium places. So far Flexi's decision to stay on new tires is not quite working out. Maybe it will work out. Let's see. As it is now very, very, very cloudy now. I will guess probably in the next few laps or so, the rain should be arriving. But we'll see when that will exactly happen. As someone saying that he wants Rain Spa, and Rain is an unmatched combo. Yeah, unmatched combo, Spa and Rain. Okay, that is the Alfa Romeo being pushed off the track by the Ferrari as hola, hello Rain. The rain has now arrived. You can see on the halo here on Jesse, the raindrops are going past the halo, meaning the rain has officially arrived as Ikiku and Jesse get past the Ferrari of CPI Thomas Lang. The rain has officially arrived, ladies and gentlemen, at the halfway stage of the Belgian Grand Prix. As you can see, Alster ahead, getting past Flexi. Now that's Flexi down to P5. Just casually hydrating myself. Don't worry, guys. I am doing completely fine. just need to make sure that I'm always hydrated. Always stay hydrated, kids. Very helpful, very healthy. Very good for your body. As we are now on lap 11. This group is getting quite dicey of Icky, Jesse, and Thomas. Yeah, the rain is falling, and we do expect the pit stops to happen very soon within the next few laps for those intermediate tires. Because I think we're going to go 3 wide, nearly 3 wide there, as the Ferrari is going to try to go around the inside the Alfa Romeo. The Alfa Romeo trying to go move the Aston. Contact between the Alfa Romeo and Ferrari again, as all driver is now getting involved in the action as well. A surprise Chocolate with Junior at the back, pitting for those intermediate tires as the Ferrari goes deep into turn 1. The Alfa Romeo tried to go, but wasn't able to do so. So now head down towards Rouge and Radion. Gotta be careful now, as I think that was Jesse lifting a tiny bit because the rain has wetted the track a little bit there, so we have less grip. And obviously, slick tires on a wet track is very, very scary and sketchy. As Thomas Lang showing us right there what I just talked about slick tires on a wet track being very scary and sketchy. The pole sitter proving it right there, as he has gone from 7th to 9th due to a big mistake, which is due to low grip on the track, due to being wet, and also due to the fact that in these conditions at the moment, Thomas Lang is on those slick tires. Yeah, we can see, now we can start to see raindrops standing on the halo there, as Surprise Chocolate, wait, did Junior go on to set of wait, hang on, Junior stopped the second time, Fresh and Junior went on to a used set. Either that's or they made a pit somewhere soon. Okay, I don't know. Okay, but okay, well, okay, a bit confusing. That's I got confused for a moment, as you have multiple drivers now diving into the pit lane. We have the likes of Jets, Alistair Jordan, Pooldove, and Fresh in the pit lane. Now it is Duplex leading us away, with Flexi, Ikipu third, then Jesse fourth behind the 2 Ferraris now. Roy nearly taking out his teammate there. He opens DRS, he's gaining, and he will breeze past his teammate, and up into P5 goes Rolly. And now look at Venom trying to get involved in the action as well. As Venom isn't able to do so, he's supposed to go wide, and contact into the barrier goes the Williams, and that is him not out of the race. He's beached the car though, and that is a virtual safety car. Virtual safety car deployed on lap number 13. That is going to be good, potentially, unless the VSC ends right now. This will potentially be good for those who haven't made their pit stop yet, because under virtual safety car conditions, you lose less time in the pit lane compared to normal racing speeds. As the virtual safety car has been caused due to Venom going off into the wall, being forced into that position by a Ferrari. Front wing off to bring on the track, causing that safety car. And now, we are now back underway racing here in Belgium. Duplex is heading into the pit lane. Flexi having all manner of oversteer. And almost knocking his front wing there. Jesse in the pit lane as well. Icky. And then the 2 Fries. The Fries are going to be double stacking. The Fries are double stacking in this sort of position, which means that Thomas Lang will be compromised. And does this mean that TTV Jets is 13 Will he be now taking the racing? I think he could. It's going to be close between him and Duplex. Here we go. Rounding turn number 1. No, I think it is. I know it is the Mercedes with Duplex ahead. But Jettas up into second place. What a move up in order for that man. He goes to second place. Good call there. I think if he pitted at a slightly different time, or may have maybe gone into the race lead. But yeah, he'll have to sell for second place. But second place still good for him. Alster third, then Flex, Jettas, and yeah, that pit stop timing and double stack didn't work out for Thomas at all. As that is currently P13 for the Ferrari, and actually surprised now moving up into the top 10. And we can now say surprising to P10. I did actually remember Flexi when entering the pit lane. He did cut the white line when entering the pit lane. I'm not sure if that will be a penalty-worthy incident or not, but we'll see what the stewards will say about that. As we are now on to lap 14. Wet conditions, intermediate tire conditions. Everybody is now on those intermediate tires. Duplex is leading from Jettas. And in terms of position changes, actually no, Jettas only gained 1 position, but yeah, good for him. Okay, that as here we go. DRS has now officially been disabled. DRS officially disabled. As what's happened here? I was going through some menus, and I've just noticed that Jettas has gone from second to fourth, as Alster and Flexi now up into second and third, into Mercedes 1 and 2 in Belgium. The silver barrows, actually no, the black arrows or carbon fiber arrows. As people are saying, some people are saying in the chat, this is Duplex's race to lose. We'll see about that as he now got up through Radion Complex. I think Flexi will go for a move potentially on the Mercedes. He pulls to the left-hand side. He is now alongside Mercedes. Now he's ahead and up into second place with the AlphaTauri. Right, let's see any overtakes happening at the back. None so far. Duplex now 2.8 seconds ahead. 2.6, 2.7. Rolly overtaking surprise for P10. At the back. Now on to lap 15 of the race. I think that was Thomas Lang overtaking Chocolade for P12. Yeah, Thomas Lang's pissed off. Yeah. This race hasn't really gone super well for Thomas Lang. He took pole position, finished second on track in the sprint race, dropped down after penalties, and now it's sort of kind of went back from bad to worse for him as the wet weather and safety car timings did screw him as he is now down to P12. Could get up into 10th place. I have no doubt, because he has shown that he has the speed to do so. But, yeah, probably quite a bit lower than he would have wanted. As we now just have 7 laps to go here in Belgium. Duplex leads the way, Flexi in second, and Alster in third. Ahead of him, behind him, we have Jettas and Jesse. Jordan, Iki, Paul, Driver, Fresh, and Rolly running on the top 10. Thomas Lang up to P11. Alster picking up a time penalty, so that isn't the best situation for him. And oh, lordy, that is fresh into the wall. And that is a safety. Fresh absolutely bidding it at the exit of turn number 1. We can see the McLaren dead ahead for a brief moment. He's now disappeared. Fresh showing right there what happens if you go beyond the limit in wet conditions. And that is the result. Fresh crashing. Second safety car deployed. With pretty much 7 laps to go, as Junior is going to pit for a fresh set of intermediates. There he goes. Oh my god, I had the tires gone for a second there. I don't know why, but there we go. Anand saying that he was on time to put the volume down. Well, on one hand, good for you, sir, but on the other hand, you didn't get to experience the full, proper energy, mate. But, yeah, and also, people saying that Rolly's not holding back. Well, Rolly is doing decently. He's actually P'd out at the moment, but he's ahead of his fast teammates. So, that will be an achievement for him if he finishes ahead of his teammate, who showed to be quite a bit faster compared to him. So we can now see, is anybody at the front going to make a pit stop? I doubt it. I don't think anybody. Hang on. Alistair and Jettas heading into the pit lane. Both wiggling, entering the pit lane. None of them picking up type penalty. Jesse and Rolly in as well. That's not Rolly. That's Bull Driver. Heading into the pit lane. Okay, Rolly opting to stay out, and that means that this man, Exa Racing Laguna, will now move up into P5. Oh boy, this is gonna get interesting. Rolly now up into P5. He didn't obviously make a pit stop, and okay, wait, Right. Rolly now up into P5 after all the pit stops, with everybody who pitted right now opting to go for the intermediate tires. Chocolate P12. Oh, full wets on the McLaren. What on earth? Why Chocolate got onto the wet tires when everybody else has got on the intermediate tires? And in terms of the weather conditions, it looks like it's intermediate conditions. I don't know why Chocolat decided to go onto the wet tires. Unless, visually for me, it looks better than it is for the drivers. I don't think going onto the wet tires is the best idea, unless the rain suddenly increases in intensity very quickly once the safety car comes in. And, yeah. Okay, someone asked how much penalty will Flexi get for crossing the white lines to the pit lane. I'm actually not sure. I've never actually seen, I haven't actually seen, like, a penalty being dished out for that action. I do remember, I think it was Saudi Arabia last year in qualifying, where Logan Sargent had one wheel literally the same way at the line, by that sort of line, at the pit entry. Logan had front left tire across it, and that invalidated his lap time. So, yeah, that's yeah. I actually see. I think maybe like a 3 to 5 second penalty, maybe. I think maybe like the same amount as a standard track limit penalty. But yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not actually sure myself. I'll probably need to dig into that myself, so I know sort of kind of penalty system here. As we're now lap 17. Hello, Flexi in the pits. Roll is okay. Someone's saying Roll is winning. We'll see about that. As Flexi is now gonna enter the pit lane for the Alpha Tauri squad, and he is gonna go on to. Is that the full wet tires? Yes, it is the full wet tires for him as well. So, and that's Junior in the pits as well. Is that going to be full wet tires for him as well? I think, initially I thought that maybe it wasn't a good idea for the full wet tires. So, when Chocolat came out of the pit lane and we saw him on those full wet tires, I initially thought that no, wrong strategy. But now it's been a lap, and look how much stronger the rain is now falling. The rain intensity has ramped up significantly, so maybe Chocolat, Flexi, and the Junior made a strategic masterclass, maybe. And someone's saying Rolly is winning. Okay, Spectre's saying that Spectre's just said that engineer says it's full wet, so okay. So in that case, Chocolate, Flex, and Junior have the tire advantage, so unless the guys at the front, the likes of Duplex, Jordan, Icky, Rolly, and Co., unless those guys can defend very well, Chocolate, Flex, and Junior could go up the order massively, and just look how much the rain is now falling. The spray has gone significantly bigger and thicker, and it is becoming harder to see in the rain, as the safety car will be coming in at the end of this lap. And it will be Duplex who will be leading us away on those intermediate tires. And the drivers to watch will be Chocolate, Flex, and Junior. They are on the wet tires. Everybody else is on the intermediate tires. The weather has now gone to the point where it is full wet tires. One of the drivers in the lobby has told us in the chat that it is apparently full wet conditions, and looking at it, I think it is full wet as well. As Duplex gets his foot to the floor, he actually had a correction. He had to make a correction there as he gets back onto the throttle. I think showing that as, oh, Icky going wide, as there we go. Duplex is entering the pit lane. I think we're going for maybe quite a few entering the pits, potentially. No, I think it's only Duplex as we get back underway racing here in Belgium. It is Jordan who will be leading us away. Are we going to see, oh my lordy, we're going to see absolute send into turn number 1. Chocolate happens to be in it. Oh, what's happened here? What's happened now? What has happened there between those 4? What's happened there? Rolly, Jesse, Jettas, Ball Driver, Thomas Lang. What's happened with them? Don't know what happened with them. But look at that. Chocolate has gone from P11 to P5 in 1 sector. Good Chocolate pull off one of the biggest surprises of the evening. There's only one way to find out. Although, look at Flexi. Flexi has gone up the order. I think maybe Chocolate's... Chocolate did definitely make a strategic masterclass, although Flexi is the faster driver, so yeah, there's that. As you can see there, I think that's the top few leaders going side by side. Flexi, is he going to go down instead of Puon? No, he's not able to do so here. I mean, down instead of Puon here would have been too sketchy, as Alstead Jordan nearly went side by side, less than 4 laps to go in this race. Oh, look at that. Flexi making moves, or at least trying to make moves work. Is he going to send it here? No, that's surprise sending it. Icky in there. Flexi having a better traction. And Icky going wide and also losing position to Chocolate. And that is now Venom. And Junior can now try slow again as well. We can now see Flexi is now into 4th place with now. Whoa! Did Surprise wanted to enter the pit lane? I feel like the way Surprise was turning at the bus stop there, I think Surprise maybe wanted to pit that lap. Yo, exiting the the right-hand bit of the chicane. Surprise was sort of kind of turning into the AlphaTauri, so that suggested that maybe Surprise wanted to enter the pit lane, and I think didn't realize that the AlphaTauri was there. So I think Surprise will have to lumber on for another lap, as Thomas Lang, the pole sitter, Thomas Lang, retires from the race. That is his race over. And the Ferraris have had a disaster class. Chocolate is now going to go around the outside of Jordan. And as an overtake done very well, as, oh my lordy, Jordan is struggling on those intermediate tires. The wet tires was, in fact, the correct call here. as Flexi is now going to be gaining on Alster. And Junior has actually dropped quite a lot of places, so Junior hasn't been able to make his wet tire advantage work as initial race, long-time racing Duplex is into Venom. Venom has crashed out of the race, and that is now the Williams out of the race. He has crashed at the exit of turn 12, and that is now DNF number 6 confirmed in this race. Meanwhile, Alster is leading, but look at Flexi. Flexi has caught up to the race leader. The race leader opted to stay on intermediate tires. Flexi risked it with the wet tires, and at the safety car restart, the rain has gone to the point where wet tires is the go-to tire. I said Kaya, I meant tire, as Flexi, with the superior traction, easily goes right outside the bus stop and is now into the race lead, back into the race lead, as he had to make a correction there, as the rain is falling very hard. As we are now entering the final 2 laps of the race. Alster using all of the battery he can, but I think at this point he should know that he is inferior in the corners, plus Alster has a penalty above his head. Meanwhile, Chocolat could potentially put himself into second place, as in terms of penalties, Alster has a 3-second time penalty, so if Chocolat can get past Surprise, and finish with 3 seconds of Alster, then it could be Chocolat taking second place. So that's what to watch. In terms of penalties, by the way, 3 seconds for both Alster and Jetta. So those two that have penalties at the moment, Alster, Jettas, they both have a 3-second time penalty. Meanwhile, Junior has now caught up to Jordan. Surely not going to overtake up Uwan. Yeah, he's not going to overtake up Uwan, although he could get it with superior traction at the exits. He's not going to be doing it here at the chicane. Or is he? Or is he? He's going to send it down the inside. That is a dive made work well. Chocolat is actually losing time. Does he have front wing damage? I do wonder. I don't know if he might have damage, maybe Chocolat. Maybe he has some sort of front wing damage or some other form of damage that maybe he doesn't see. And I do want to point out, Surprise has actually gone up quite a few places, in fact. Let's take a look at position changes. Wow. Surprise has gone from P15 up into P3. Could potentially take P2. The win is out of the question. Well, yeah, Surprise. Unless Surprise picks up a penalty himself, Surprise should be good to take second place here as we enter the final lap of the Belgian Grand Prix. Flexi and a handful of others hit it for the wet tires. Chocolat! Chocolat is out of the Belgian Grand Prix. He has crashed, heading down towards Rouge, and the man who had a chance of taking a podium, the man who made the tire switch onto the wet work initially, the man who was on course to position take a surprise podium, has binned it. So he made the right call for the tires, but didn't have the chance to execute it in the way he would have liked. But others will be able to. And one of them being this man, Mr. Flexi. And Surprise is well within 3 seconds of Alster, so Surprise should be getting P2 here after starting from P18, which will be a mega recovery from him. But that is one great call. Surprise is P18 to P3. Will be P2 at the penalties. That is super impressive. But arguably, another thing that we can be impressed with is Flexi. He's one of the drivers who gambled to go onto the wet tires during the second safety car. The rain fell hard at the restarts, and Flexi made his overtaking opportunities work. And it'll be Flexi who will win the Belgian Grand Prix for AlphaTauri. Surprise from P18 will finish in second position, and Alster will round out the podium spots. What a race that was, ladies and gentlemen. Junior drops down to P8 in the end. Jetters, despite his penalty, he will finish in fourth position. Wow, what a race that was. And now we can see Mr. Flexi punching the air. And it is a Dutch driver winning a race. Of course. Even in the F1 game, we can't escape a Dutch driver winning. Wow. Right. Anyway, so that is the Belgian Grand Prix over. And it is going to be TTV Flexi who will win the race after making the wet tire switch work correctly. Behind them, surprise from P18 goes up to second place. Great recovery for him. And then Alster takes third place. Behind them, we have Jetters in fourth, who, despite a penalty for him, will finish in fourth place, and he picks up the fastest up of the race. With that, Pool driver in fifth, ahead of Jesse, Duplex, Junior, Jordan, and Icky rounding up the points finishes. Behind them, we have Rowley, who is the last of the finishers, and then our DNFs, our Chocolate, who crashed on the final lap. Venom, the Thomas Lang, and Fresh, Avion Flair, Dominic, and Hydra. Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be it for X2 Belgium. That's got to be one of the races of the season. That race had pretty much everything we could have asked for a banging race. As it is not over for racing this week, as we are going to take a short 2-day break, and then we will be back underway racing on Sunday with X5 racing on Sunday here in Belgium. But until then, thank you very much for watching. We will see you on Sunday for X5, and the next time we'll be seeing X2 will be next to Thursday at Suzuka. But until then, thank you for watching. Hope everybody's enjoyed themselves. Don't be an idiot. Enjoy yourselves, and good night.